get is they can't just say, yeah, I don't like Gigi anymore. I feel like he's not who he said he was. They make up slanderous, defamatory garbage. But look who's putting it in her head, and she's gonna get upset. They still claim I'm being manipulated. You are. You 100% are. I mean, I don't know how other way to say this to you. You're literally siding with people who flipped on a dime as soon as they smelled any blood in the water.
Are you confused, lost, or just have no idea what's going on? Well, this is the video for you. Hi, I'm the sheep from Twitter, and I'm taking over Drunk Treadmill's channel today. So, get used to my voice because you're going to be hearing it a lot. So, this video is going to be a timeline of significant events surrounding the Gaining Ground and everyone, I guess. Unlike some YouTubers, we are dedicated to showing proof to all of our claims. To begin, we have to cast our minds back to the 23rd of May, when the questionable merch from Young Dumb Honeybun came out. As distasteful as it was, it seemed to upset some more than others. The most notable person was the Gaining Ground. This tweet actually started a back and forth between the Gaining Ground and on-program situation. This pretty much lasts the whole day and brought a fair amount of attention to the Gaining Ground, as honestly most people had no idea who he was at the time. Most people didn't even like Young Dumb Honeybun's merch, and obviously they agreed with the Gaining Ground. But the agreeing didn't really last that long, to be honest. This is where the real shit starts, where the Gaining Ground was arguing with Charlie Gold's followers because Charlie could not be bothered to answer him. Luckily, we have some screenshots of the lovely things that were tweeted. Unfortunately for the history buffs, all of these tweets from the Gaining Ground have now been deleted. Seeing as DMs have been declared fair game, we find it is appropriate to use these DMs from Elena, as known as Crazy Sims Lady. You might be questioning the legitimacy of these, but more on that later.
Stop with the conspiracy theories. I don't want to take anybody down. I don't hate you. I don't hate your friends. I don't hate anybody. Is it because I'm white? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's because I'm a man. I can't figure it out. I would love an apology, but we all know you're probably not going to do that because I'm a white guy and I'm not a human being to you. I'm a white man. And I get it. To you, you'll never, ever, because you'll never see me as a human being. You'll see me as a defiant white man.
The same day, the Gaining Ground decides to go live in an attempt to clear his name. He likes to remind Charlie to remember things.
I don't care. Dox me and do whatever you want. I don't care. Just remember though, Charlie, as your people are doxing me, just remember things. You're not some stranger 55 states away. I know there's only 50. Shut up. You're apparently my friend's neighbor. I would have told you that sooner, but I didn't like you. So when she told me this, I was like, I ain't gonna tell her. I don't want to meet her. I'm good. Just rein your mob in, because I can handle a lot, and I will always come out with my guns blazing. Grow up.
There was definitely a mixed reaction, with people taking what he said as a threat and others thinking it wasn't. But the bottom line is, if someone said they knew where you live, I guarantee you would be very uncomfortable. He did argue it's not what he meant, but obviously you can't police how others are gonna take your words.
I am almost 40 into success.
So, we have some more DMs, and this is where the Gaining Ground admits he's actually been to the police, and he also wonders who he's going to sue. So, the beginning of summer, the sun is shining, but all is not well on Twitter. Even though she's one of the Gaining Ground's biggest fans, it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows. I guess we shouldn't be surprised, as at this point he had fought with pretty much everyone. So why not fight with his supporters too? Now, nothing really happened publicly on this day, but yet again, we're back in the DMs. For context, Charlie had tweeted in a thread stating what age or ages that people had been victims of sexual assault.
What's what I'm looking for? They were not accurate or they were not complete. And in these videos, in these direct message links, there were things left out where I actually defended Charlie and Callie. I defended them in those DMs that were linked. But of course, those were conveniently left out of the conversation.
Usually, when someone says they've been a victim of abuse, my first thoughts are not that it's convenient or conniving, but each to their own, I guess. Jumping forward a few days, we have a tweet from the Gaining Ground, which we can only assume is in response to a live stream by Life of a Free Spirit. Now, I nor Drunk Girl claim to be wordsmiths, but yikes, was this a poor choice of words and also just a poor choice in general. This was the day where the Gaining Ground found out people knew his name. He couldn't figure out how. He decided to post a picture that showed his name on Twitter to prove a point, but ended up showing more people his name. Many people told him that his name was visible, but he just argued with them instead of acknowledging his name was clear to see.
Yeah, they went through go to my Instagram account. You'll see the email. I want you to go through, because I don't even care at this point. Go through what they had to go through to find the name through the doodle. So you can see the amount of effort that went in to doxing me. Remember, she slammed her cheap wig into a wall when she was doxed. Okay? She called everybody and their mothers racist when she was doxed. But she had no problem doxing me. This is why people commit suicide. I'm not going to, because I would never take my life over some trash can. Never. But this is why people kill themselves. Because people like her take stupid internet beefs because they can't stand anybody who disagrees with them. And they attack, and they attack, and they attack, and they attack, and they attack.
So, we're on the 15th of June, and lucky for us, the Gaining Ground confirms the Instagram DMs from the Crazy Sims lady are legitimate. So, remember this day as the day that the Gaining Ground completely played himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
By now, the Gaining Ground had a pretty successful parody account on Twitter. His fans really didn't like this and wanted people to block and report said parody account. And this parody has been so successful that people have been confusing the real Gaining Ground and the parody account because they honestly can't tell the difference.
Chat, that Gaining Ground never got off Twitter. Yes, he did.
I am off
You know,
Twitter.
that's another thing that's really damaging is a lot of people are confusing the parody account for actually the Gaining Ground.
But they do that on
You showed me
purpose.
comments, dude, of people trying to hold you accountable for things that the parody account has said.
I got one yesterday. But this is what they want. This is all, and they can deny it all they want. This is a typical hater nation, kid.
A few days later, the Charlie Gold response video comes out. This was a highly anticipated video even though it was pretty late coming out. In this video, Charlie admitted that she had the Gaining Ground's Periscope video and sent it to Callie. Charlie also said that she'd been documenting the same way that the Gaining Ground had been.
Callie, if you are sticking to the video clip that she tweeted out, trying to say that must be the reason you got doxxed later on, that's incorrect. I'm the one who gave her that clip. I had that clip for a couple of days before I shared it. It's a public social media account. And unlike you, who tweeted out, don't engage, document, I took that advice. I started documenting.
The response to Charlie's video wasn't that great, and it had quite a lot of dislikes. It's also worth mentioning that Charlie Gold decided to read out emails that the Gaining Ground had sent her, I suppose in an attempt to make him look desperate, but it didn't really work.
I received an email from the same email that's listed in the Gaining Ground description box in every single video. Greetings! Your live stream gave me life today. You should go live more often. If you're ever interested in a collab or you need help with that giveaway, let me know. Hope to hear from you. Much love. That's not an email that I would receive from someone who doesn't like what I've been saying.
Okay, so this is a pretty big jump. We can probably assume things happened in between, but as people have been deleting things, it's pretty difficult to get all the information. Back to the 17th, we have a community tab post from the Gaining Ground. The day before, he went on a live stream, which we can't see because it's been deleted.
Crown Chamber. What a coincidence, Chrissy. Hey, Alana. Hi, Alana. Guess what I have? I have a system that I pay for that unblocks phone numbers. Sugarland, Texas. Keep calling me and the cops are getting called next.
Do you understand? You want me to read your number on the air? Area code 832. Is that enough for you? Or should I read the rest? Yeah. Look up trap call. It lets you unblock numbers. You fool. Sorry, guys. That crazy lady has been crank calling my house.
Now I have her number, and I know it's your number because I googled it, area code 832, and it came up with your name and address. One more phone call, and I'm publishing it for everyone to get.
Oh, you want to call them too? Sure, why not? Let's everybody call. And if she wants to call the police, people could just talk about on the live how they witnessed her crank call me twice.
He says that he's had some prank calls, but he doesn't believe that it was the crazy Sims lady. Nearly a week later, the Gaining Ground decides it's a good idea to rejoin Twitter. This is also the day that he goes live and talks about a good friend of Charlie's that is in his DMs apologizing on Charlie's behalf.
One of your closest friends is in my DMs, apologizing on your behalf. Saying that you're not the same person online that you are offline. Cut her some slack. This isn't her offline. She's just totally different when she's on the internet. I like your content. I wish she would lay off. I've tried to get her to. But when she's on this mindset, she won't stop until you're destroyed or whatever. Listen to this friend who's giving you that advice. Because this friend is the only friend you have, apparently, who cares about you, your well-being, and your channel's survival. That's my advice to you. Stop listening to these trolls who want to keep you going with this drama, who want to keep parody accounts, and stop liking stupid tweets about me from 2 months ago. Listen to the friend who was telling me that she's trying to get through to you.
These DMs haven't officially been released, so we won't comment on this. But it was later confirmed that the friend of Charlie's was in fact Brianna Protests. Now we move on to the Rose's ranting livestream on Peanut's channel. According to Peanut, Rose approached her to discuss Rose's participation in the Charlie Gold livestream, where Amberlynn Reed's sex life was discussed at length.
Can you imagine the toys Becky and Amber have? Because you know Becky wouldn't be able to breathe down there, so...
All I wanted to really get across, because my silence hasn't been helping me, I guess, especially now that all of these things are resurfacing, is just like that regardless of what the future of my channel and presence on the internet is, I didn't want it to be defined by live streams that I did 10 months ago.
During this live stream, the Gaining Ground showed up in the chat and was annoyed that Rose didn't want to talk about certain things. As you can see, the Gaining Ground changed his name to Under Construction. That same evening, a channel called Life by Caroline hosted a live stream on her channel with the Gaining Ground, Peanut, and Alex's Shook. Life by Caroline seems to have privated her channel at this point, so the live stream is no longer public.
Apologize and let's move on. And people say, well, why is he so fired up? Because I'm fired up because if I or her or Caroline or Peanut or Alex took advantage of a misstep by your queen, Lord Voldemort, that led to her doxing, you all would be like losing your crap.
Most people were under the impression that this livestream was going to be about Rose, but it turned out to be the Gaining Ground venting for almost 2 hours. He dominated the livestream, talking about all of the things that happened to him over the past few months.
Quick, homegirl. Yo.
Peanut.
Wait, no, I forgot.
But here's the problem. No, see, but guys,
I forgot
listen.
to work.
Guys, listen. I need you guys to be serious for 1 fucking second. I need you to be serious for 1 fucking second. I'm going to go into the shit that I've been saying privately that my moderators can attest.
Jump.
After experiencing secondhand embarrassment from watching the stream, Drunk Treadmill decides to email the Gaining Ground and essentially says that the livestream wasn't a very good look and he dominated the whole thing. A week later, there was another Twitter argument where Drunk Treadmill made a joke on Charlie Gold's tweet, suggesting she should react to the Gaining Ground. Always being someone that can take a joke, the Gaining Ground decided to threaten to post private emails from Drunk Treadmill. This is a contributing factor as to why we are perfectly happy to use the DMs between him and Crazy Sims Lady. Drunk Treadmill decided to post her emails as she had nothing to hide and isn't a very big fan of someone trying to use them against her. After some back and forth on Twitter, there was a Discord call between Drunk Treadmill, Peanut and a few of the Gaining Grounds mods. Unfortunately, due to me being across the pond and not wanting to stay up for the sunrise, I was sleeping when this call was happening. As we have no recording of said call, we have decided not to discuss it further because Drunk Treadmill and I are firm believers in bringing actual proof to the table. Drunk releases her Battle of the Backstabbers meme to some fairly mixed reviews, while the Gaining Ground tries to crowd please within the Drunk Girls Discord server by claiming things were now perfect between them. Drunk felt this was very disingenuous and wrote a message in the Discord server about how she actually felt, which did not sit well with Peanut. Peanut decides to attack the Charlie Gold supporters within the server, calling them disgusting, love bombers, and manipulators. So, the 9th of August, this was the day that Peanut was very unhappy with me and Drunk Treadmill, and gave us a right talking to.
I said, come speak to me. Sheep, I understand why he wouldn't want to speak to you. You seem outwardly upset over why. I don't know. He doesn't know. Nobody knows why you're so upset in his direction. So, of course, he's going to be hesitant to go and have a conversation.
She likes to psychologically evaluate everyone on the internet that doesn't agree with her, and constantly brings up her passion for facts and logic. Peanut can talk about using facts and logic until she's blue in the face, but in reality, it's nothing more than wishful thinking. We were both more than happy to speak to her to explain our side, but for someone who loves listening to both sides, she actually refused to speak to us.
Like, I'm not doing it. There's no point. I want to have a conversation with the people who I discuss. The people who have a large following and who have built a community thinking it's cool to be cruel to people just like themselves. That is the conversation I want to have.
So, Drunk Treadmill decided to go live on her channel to explain our side of things.
I pretty much I made the mistake of taking a lot of stuff at face value, but I don't think he was reacting completely out of the line with that first thing, but things get mixed around, right? It's like I can't speak on it, because I wasn't there, but just hearing other people talk about it that are not biased towards gaining ground, I think just gave me just a better perspective on things, right?
I just want to say as well, the live stream he did on Life by Caroline, I think it was pathetic that he didn't do it on his own channel.
Yes.
He should have done it on his own channel. He took over 2 hours. I mean, Alex Shook, for fuck's sake, showed up. He literally showed up, and he didn't even get a chance to speak. Like, what was the point of him even being there if Gigi's just gonna sit there, chat shit the whole time, and every time Caroline tried to change the subject, it was like, oh, well, me, everything, me. And I just think, how can you be such a self-absorbed little prick when the conversation was basically supposed to be about Rose speaking out against the live stream she was on, and then Alex wanted to be part of the conversation, and he didn't even get a flipping look in. So,
yeah.
Again, as someone who's known for loving to listen to others, Peanut took only that we didn't get the attention we wanted from the Gaining Ground. After our live stream, Peanut goes live again and discussed us at length. There is something I wanted to address from this live stream. She said the Gaining Ground accidentally posted a message calling us idiots in the Discord server, and that I had tweeted seconds after he sent that message.
Peanut, all he had to do was say it was an accident. He did say it was an accident. He told me it was an accident, and people were going off on Twitter before he even had the chance to say it. She tweeted it immediately, within seconds, not even a minute. She said as much on Twitter. He didn't even have the opportunity. He accidentally put something in that chat that he meant to text to somebody else. So he deleted it and then sent the message where it was supposed to go.
As you can see, the message is gone, but several people reacted. I tweeted out asking about this message an hour later. I gave him an hour to respond, and he never did. I'm not directly calling Peanut a liar, but if your brand is facts and logic, then perhaps some fact-checking would be a good idea. Drunk Treadmill decides to tweet an apology to Charlie Gold on Twitter. No surprise, this warranted another 2-hour live stream from Peanut.
What I have here scrolling on screen is the Drunk Treadmill girl. You know what? You should be apologizing to Charlie Gold because you participated in behavior against her simply because you were going with the crowd.
This being the 3rd live stream she made about us in just 36 hours. Drunk Treadmill felt compelled to go live and make an attempt to defend her character.
You felt like he was very selective with who he was friends with. And that's when I came up with the joke of, maybe it was he goes with people that are more easily manipulated to be his friends. I don't know if that's true or not. This is speculation. I'll admit when something is speculation versus fact, okay? So, came up with the joke of, oh yeah, he's grooming simps. But it's like, I find that weird. You're going with all these women, and you're making them like white knight for you and simp for you, and a fangirl over you when you're just like a guy on the internet who's like not even that revolutionary with your content or your ideas. You make reaction videos.
This livestream has been deleted as Drunk Treadmill got very emotional. Of course it's easy to make fun of her for this and we can laugh about it now, but having someone making multiple live streams discussing how you've been manipulated and how you're the type of person to unknowingly join a cult, you'd probably be fed up too. But 3 live streams seems a bit... what's the word? Oh yes, obsessive. 2 days after that mess, Michael B. Petty decides to tweet out the Gaining Ground's messages to Brianna protests. Now, we don't have all the information on this, so we will just leave you with the screenshots. A few days after Michael's tweet, the Gaining Ground goes live on his channel with Peanut and Life by Caroline. Now, you're probably wondering where this is. Well, no surprise, it's been deleted. Luckily, we managed to get a clip of the Gaining Ground's accusations towards Michael B. Petty.
This is why I'm live tonight. Michael B. Petty was giving my direct messages. According to her friend in your direct DMs, Michael B. Petty tweeted to almost 20,000 people, painted me out as a pedophile, a pervert, a manipulator, a groomer, okay? Now,
and he was supposedly
hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Who's lying, Michael B. Petty? You or your friend?
We also managed to grab some of the comments from said video, along with his responses to his supporters. He also turned the comments off, and after a significant roasting, turned them back on. So, me being your friendly neighborhood shit stirrer, I retweeted the Gaining Ground. Because he has such a great sense of humor, he blocked me, and then tweeted this to his followers. Seemingly out of nowhere, the Gaining Ground decides to call out Michael B. Petty on Twitter. Unfortunately, he forgot to tag Michael in any of these tweets. After this rather chaotic night of tweeting, the Gaining Ground decides to go on hiatus until the 23rd of September to lose weight. So, this is where the whole timeline nosedives into pure ridiculousness. Peanut and Michael have a lengthy Twitter fight the night before. This obviously annoyed Peanut so much she started digging up dirt on Michael. According to Peanut, she has proof that Michael has a folder of Amberlynn Reid pictures from when she was a child. Now, there's more than one livestream on this, so we'll just summarize all this in one go.
Keep saying that the Gaining Ground called him a pervert. I'll tell you why. People, because it's not just the Gaining Ground who thinks he's a pervert. People that you know, Michael, from your past, have shared the fact and screenshots of the fact that you have a dedicated folder of Amberlynn pictures of her as a child. So yes, that is what is felt on the fact that you have a entire folder on your computer dedicated to pictures of Amberlynn as a child. Guys, I just got some hot info that it is way worse than simply just a folder. Like, yes, that folder exists, yes, still, but it's way worse than that. Michael has an entire hard drive. He has an entire hard drive of documentation of screenshots and pictures of all these different things documenting Amberlynn's life and her life online. And he offers it to people when he trusts them.
Over the next few days, Peanut calls Michael a liar multiple times. She also finds out that the folder is actually an entire hard drive of Amberlynn Reid pictures. And this is all Michael said on the situation. Over a week later, Peanut decides to go live to discuss Foodie Beauty and her microaggressions towards Charlie Gold, with Peanut actually offering to help Foodie Beauty with a bullying and harassment claim against Charlie Gold.
The email, I understand there is such thing as fair use. However, I do not believe the way this creator is using my content is fair use for the following reasons. She uploads my entire video to react. Chantel shouldn't. This was done wrong. Chantel, I'm telling you seriously, hit me up in DMs on Instagram. You did this wrong. You absolutely did this wrong, and if you want my help, I will help you. This is not, YouTube is not going to weigh in on a legal issue. She did this wrong, so Charlie, I tell you this, you should really stop gloating, because Chantel made a mistake, and so are you making a mistake by gloating about it. Chantel, what you have to understand is that YouTube is not going to weigh in on a legal issue. Oy vey.
Of course, the Gaining Ground showed up and wanted to talk about her. The Gaining Ground and Peanut decide they will go live the next day. That night, the Gaining Ground posts numerous times on his community tab, which was later revealed this is what Peanut told him to do. All of these community tab posts are now deleted, but the internet never forgets. As a bonus, we'll show you the reactions of his subscribers. Even though the Gaining Ground likes documenting, we like it more. In summary, Peanut was very angry at my presence. Peanut also says Drunk and I are either manipulated or fake.
the only two options, okay?
Ridiculous.
These are the only two options. Either those two people, Becky and Mortimer Goth, they either successfully manipulated Drunk and Sheep, or Drunk and Sheep are just fake as fuck individuals who are so hurt by lack of attention that their feelings and their morality sways depending on who's paying the most attention to them.
The Gaining Ground reads emails and a DM from Drunk Treadmill that she sent to Sylvana. Drunk Treadmill never consented these to be read publicly.
Fucking email that you showed me that had something to do with Drunk Girl or so, it was terrible, and it showed the difference between how she used to feel about Hater Nation not so long ago.
When she called them Nazis?
Why would you say that word, dude?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Now this is gonna get crippled.
Is that what you're talking about, D-Day?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, she compared Charlie to the N-word. Oh, no, see, you can't say that. You know what I mean? The word I just said that I shouldn't be saying. She compared Charlie to them.
Dude, they're gonna run with that. They're gonna run with that. Prep for
That's fine.
it.
The Gaining Ground actually attempts to insinuate that Drunk Treadmill called Charlie the N-word. As you can see, no N-word was used, and Drunk Treadmill was making a historical reference to the situation. The last part of this livestream is the proof that Michael sent the pictures of Amberlynn Reed. According to Peanut, Michael had taken these from her private Facebook and stored them on said hard drive. But as you can see, these pictures were actually on Kiwi Farms in August 2017, before Michael even had a channel. Now, this is where it gets confusing. Many people thought they would show evidence for this hard drive. Peanut did not explain this claim was separate from the evidence that the Gaining Ground was showing in this livestream. Most people would clarify these were two separate accusations in the video. Personally, I see this as backtracking because she knows the proof doesn't confirm the hard drive, and if she is telling the truth, perhaps showing the proof of this supposed hard drive would be a good idea. The Gaining Ground's Amberlynn Reed and Foodie Beauty reactions and livestreams were removed from his channel. This was him attempting to sweep this mess under the rug. Hopefully, this video opens his eyes that Charlie Gold didn't ruin his reputation. He did. This concludes the timeline from May 23rd to September 14th. We tried our very best to make this video as easy to understand and factually correct as possible. That being said, it is very possible that we missed something entirely. Please let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, shameless plug, follow me on Twitter. Now, here is Drunk Treadmill's cute-ass dog. Bye!